Wait, this is not a bowl of pasta, nor risotto, nor some wild boar stew, and definitely not having wine with this. Why am I eating a poke bowl in the middle of Italy? Well, I'll illustrate something very interesting that I learned exploring Milan. Milan is an economic powerhouse here in Italy. It's the economic capital of the country. Along with Piedmont right next door, also produces some of the most expensive goods and also exports a whole lot to the rest of the world. And as I'm walking through Milan, I've noticed three things. A, it's more expensive. Oh yeah, it's more expensive. To go to like a classic trattoria, you'll be spending mostly twice as more as you would in Rome. Definitely a lot more than you would in Naples. Two, there's a lot more international food. This place is called Mana Poke Bar. And right now we are in one of the hip neighborhoods of Milan, Isola, and then we're gonna go next door to Portanova. Sorry for the mispronunciation. Those areas used to be the most dangerous areas in all of Milan, and now they're like the hip neighborhoods. But also, they're the neighborhoods with skyscrapers, where we can physically see the economic might of this country, of this city specifically. We're gonna discuss a little bit more. However, I'm amused that poke has become such a big thing here. I found ramen, I found poke, I found dumplings. There's countless varieties of food here. And it's way more diverse than you would see in Rome, definitely more diverse than you would see in Naples. And why? Well, this draws people from all around the world, and it's been the case for many, many decades. Poke actually became popular here 2 years ago around there. And this place, Mana, is run by a Colombian guy who opened up a Hawaiian fast food chain in the middle of Italy. So I'm eating this in honor of Laureen, who's a mega urbanist from Hawaii, who is very curious as to how poke tastes like. So let me show you what poke is, and then we're gonna kind of walk around and we're gonna see the hip neighborhoods and also the skyscrapers, modern Milan. So first, what is poke? So I'm not gonna talk too deep about poke because we are not in Hawaii, but poke is basically a fish bowl, raw fish, and usually you'll find mango on the menu. In this case, they also have pineapple, and I love my pineapple, and that's something you can't really find too much in Italy. And of course, some veggies and some rice on the base. Let me take out the rice over here. They have black rice, which in New York, we would call it purple rice. Here they call it black rice. So everyone give a huge round of hearts to Lorraine for being such a generous contributor to this show. So without further ado, let me give this a taste test, have a few bites, and then we'll continue walking around. Some poke to Lorraine. Oh, trying to get a big bite with everything. This is €10, which is pretty much in line with New York prices. Actually, just a bit cheaper than New York prices. Huge heaping of fish. They don't skimp on the fish. Very creamy salmon and tuna. And I like the combination with the fruits as well. So it's a very nice, beautiful combination of all these ingredients. They did a good service to poke. Now, I haven't tried it in Hawaii yet, but this pretty much in line with most of the poke I've tried in New York. The mango's not so good. Mango's a bit too young. Hey, swing boxes. Hey, Mauro. Hello, Wendy. Why would cosmopolitan Italians be so curious as other foods as New Yorkers or Londoners? Says Field. It depends. I mean, it depends on the country. Not all countries, not all cosmopolitan cities are as curious as others. New York happens to be super diverse, but London as well, but not all of them. I haven't been to all of them. I haven't been to Tokyo yet, so I don't know fully about Tokyo. I know they have a very strong tradition of Japanese food over there. All right, so let's take a few more bites and then walk around. It's nice to have something aside from pasta and cheese. I'm so grateful. Yeah, earlier today, I had risotto, which was rice, but basically it tastes like pasta the way they prepare it. And yeah, more cheese. I'm so grateful to not have cheese right now at this moment. Delicious. Oleg says, the fish is so raw, it bites you back. Oh yeah. And hello Lucy, nice to see you here. And hello Rhonda, welcome. All right. We took a few bites. Wonderful poke. Lorraine, I think if you come to Milan, you'll feel a little bit at home, especially if you stay for an extended amount of time. You'll have some poke at your disposal. But let's continue walking around through this beautiful area of Milan. Check out the hip neighborhood, what it's about, and check out the skyscrapers. Let's see it out. Let's go. So the place I went to is Mana. And right next door there's a dumpling place. Here's more of a classic ristorante. Hey Stephanie, read your Facebook post yesterday and sharing your dreams. You have given my husband and I great comfort as his mother is in her final days. Oh no. Right next door there's Mexican food. Look at that, tacos and margaritas. Hey Stephanie, thank you so much for a $5 super chat. I'm so glad that Facebook posts can inspire. It's also on my personal Instagram if anyone wants to check it out. That is so awesome that it touches you, but I'm so sad to hear that it's your mother-in-law's final days. Everyone give a huge round of hearts to Stephanie and her family, especially to her mother-in-law. Give her mother-in-law a huge round of hearts. That's so sad to hear, but I hope all of you are spending it together, hopefully. At least you're there with her in her final time. Wow. And hopefully we can cheer you up maybe just a little bit here in this tour. Right next door, there is some Mexican food. Now this place was an area where people would avoid like the plague because it was one of the most dangerous parts. I think, from what I've read briefly, that this is like the equivalent of going to Lower East Side back in the 1980s, 1990s. Hey Annabelle. Here's like a huge cafe bar, Aperitivo bar. Oh, yes, I almost missed it. I gotta go back here. Oh, cars. Why are there cars here in this? Why are there cars? Why do cars exist? I just want no cars. There is a Blue Note. A New York connection here, ladies and gentlemen. There is a Blue Note club, jazz club, here in Milan. I wonder how long it's been open. Definitely seems more than a decade. But it's nice to see some New York jazz here in Milan. And they have a wall of fame. Let's see who's in the wall of fame. Oh, scusa. Oh, that's it. So here we have Victor Wooten, who's one of the more famous bass players in the world of jazz. And let me know if you recognize any of these other names. Chris Botti, Ron Greer, and not sure who that is. Oh, wow, that's huge. Hey, ciao. Oh, grazie. Okay. Well, he says I can check it out briefly. So here it is. Look at this. Wow, it's huge. Look how big this is. So, Blue Note, everyone, in Milan. Wow, this is awesome. Very cool. It's cool that the guy let me in briefly.
Che ti aspettavo me li trovo davanti.
Adam asks, what kind of travel am I? Adam, I think it's very evident from my show. I'm an explorer. I love exploring things. They might be new, or I like exploring sometimes things that are very popular and seeing what interesting things I can find from them. So it's a combination. This area actually had very cheap rents back in the 80s and 90s. So a lot of the artists started moving here and started changing the neighborhood. So this is one of those neighborhoods that was gentrified. Now the reason I think it might have been very poor, and this is the case with a lot of cities around the world, it was right next to the train station. And usually, especially in Europe, next to the train stations used to be kind of the worst places. That has changed. And why has it changed? You see this in early New York history, and you're seeing it now with Penn Station. You saw it with King's Cross in London, which I actually showed on live video back in 2018. And I hope to show it again at some point soon. And you see it with also the stations in Paris. What is the one factor that has contributed to the biggest change in all those train station areas? Let me know in the comments. What do you think is the biggest factor that has contributed to that change? As I mentioned, near train stations used to be the worst areas in many of these cities. We're about to see it. Alex says pollution. That's a good guess, but no, not related to pollution. Maybe it has, maybe it is a factor, but not quite the thing I'm pointing out. CB, nice to see you here. Welcome. Let's see what other type of restaurants are here. Hey Now says commuter and jobs. Yes, that is a good guess. I like that. And that has been a contributing factor, yeah. My mind is on something more economical. More economical. Poor people coming from the villages, Kyle. That might have been many generations back. So that might have been a century back. So something more economical in the past 20 or so years. Artists move in, then trending. Rebecca, yes, definitely another factor. Okay, I love all these. They're definitely all factors. What everyone just mentioned, a lot of things. During the industrialization of many of these cities were the center of factories and manufacturing, like New York, like Milan. That's why Milan is such an economic powerhouse, not just in Italy, but in the world. The average income here is close to New York and Tokyo and London as well. So that's why things here are more expensive. So yeah, people initially people who were of the lower classes or lower income did move nearby the train stations, I assume because of closer transportation. But in the past 20 years, since these areas were so low income, they were very inexpensive. Oh yeah, very, very inexpensive. That means that first the artists came, as a few people mentioned, so lower rents, great. You can make an artsy neighborhood with beautiful painted sidewalks and markets happening here where you can buy your fresh veggies and other goods like cheap clothing. Yes, but the second factor, after the artists move in, artists really don't raise the prices too much. Big tech, big companies realize that the land property value is very cheap. And usually these buildings are not so well protected because they've always been, for the past 100 or so years, low income areas. So why try to move into the center of Milan right by the Duomo, which is going to cost you a lot of money because of landmark regulations? Whatever the landmark names are here, every city has different names. Why try to spend that much money to move by the Duomo? Why would IBM or Google move right by the Duomo? Doesn't make sense. Paris equivalent, why would they move by the Eiffel Tower? In London, why would they move right by the city of London? Doesn't make sense. They would like to move in places that they can tear down and remake in their own liking. And that's where the tech giants and all these company giants come in play. And that's why we have all these new skyscrapers in Milan. Very low property values. How's the race of 75,000 FB stars going? Very well. We have about 8,000 stars left. So everyone send in your stars. If you're enjoying the show, want to contribute to Urbanist, see more places around the world. If you enjoyed saving the time of planning, walking 10 miles a day, trying to find the best places to eat, because that is quite time intensive, booking tickets, reserving museums admission. If you enjoy saving all that time watching Italy, Greece, and other parts abroad from the comfort of your own phone and want to contribute, you can do so right now on Facebook, and Facebook is doubling up your stars. Otherwise, you can go directly at PayPal, paypal.me/Ariel Vieira. Or if you want access to 360 videos, patreon.com/urbanist. And if you want to be part of the Mega Urbanist Club with postcards, that's at $20 a month or more on patreon.com/urbanist or YT. Press that join button. So here's the market. Krista says, great explanation. Oh, I'm so glad. Oh, look, a butcher and a cheese shop. I can smell the cheese. Oh, I don't want any more cheese. I'm cheesed out. The market is just starting to close. The skyscrapers are actually banks. Oh, we'll see. They're a little bit more than banks. Eataly Bell. It smells so fragrant of basil. Wow. Again, everyone, these live videos are not journalism, where I have a list of sources, and they are not academia, where I am cross-verifying sources and publishing on journals or whatnot, and being overseen by a academic board at a university. It's not that. So do your research. This is for the sake of conversation. So sometimes, because you're conversing like you would with a friend, you're not going to have the specificity of a proper article in a paper or in a proper media site, or a documentary that is scripted beforehand and fact-checked beforehand. It is all on the fly, all walking around. So keep that in mind before some of you start ranting on the comments, saying, oh, this is wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong, that wasn't specific, that was like a little bit not accurate, you said this, you said that, blah, blah, blah. Like, come on, guys. Chill out, chill out. We're just chatting here. Okay, so just earlier today, I went to this gelateria slash cafe bar called Gelateria dal Siciliano, and they had a coffee with cannolo for only €1, and oh my, that was a great cannoli. I was blown away by that cannoli. I wish I would have taken a video, but it was too quick. Maybe I'll come back and show it to you. I have to mention it just in case, because I can't not mention it. It was so good. Hey, Maureen sent $20. Thank you so much, Maureen, for the $20 PayPal. I appreciate you. Again, Maureen, you are a mega urbanist. So if you want to be a part of the postcard club, be sure to send me your address. If you want to, it's okay, it's optional. But just so you know, I don't know your address automatically if you become a mega urbanist. So if you become a mega urbanist, $20 a month or more, do send me your address. I just realized one cannot have a cannoli. Oh, but Rebecca, you can. They'll just give you 2 or more instead of 1. Yeah, it's cannoli in America, so I use that term for the sake of simplicity. But yes, here in Italy, li means plural. Ellie Bell says, not being critical, just offering some advice. No worries. It's hard to tell sometimes in comments. Hey, Bob, thank you so much for the 620 stars. Maureen, how do you send the address? Either Patreon, direct message, which you're a mega urbanist on, or send me a Facebook message as well. One of those two. Ronald, did they give you an offer that you couldn't refuse? Yep. That Gelateria da Siciliana offered me a cannolo, which is one cannoli if you're using the American term, and a espresso for €1. That was an offer I couldn't refuse. But now I can refuse it because I had a little bit too much coffee. And unless if you want a 8-hour live stream, I will not be drinking more coffee today. So here we see more modern condominiums. And this. Bob, I so appreciate you sending 620 stars. That's so kind of you to do so. Thank you so much. So we're getting closer and closer to our goal. Rosemary, how about you got in with speaking Italian? Excuse me, great question. Great question. I haven't needed to use it that much. In Milan, there's a lot of English being spoken, and it's not because of like Venice, where it's a tourist haven, so they just default to English. Same thing as Sorrento or Capri. That's not the case. The case is because this is actually pretty international, and there's people here that are coming from all around the world for business, and thus they use a lot of English. So I really haven't had the chance to speak too much Italian. And also, a lot of the people I see behind the counter are not even Italians. That poke bowl place, I earlier went to have some risotto. I went to other different restaurants these past few days. And a lot of people behind the counter, a lot of them are Filipino. And I just found it easier to speak English with the Filipino residents here. But maybe they're better in Italian, I'm not sure. But they speak very good English. The Filipino Italians. So yeah, barely use Italian. I've learned just a little bit, but haven't really needed that much more. It hasn't been like other countries where I'm kind of forced to learn the language. Here we have one of the more interesting skyscrapers, not just in Italy, but in the world. Cities have a very big issue. There's called the heat island effect. So, in most cities, heat island effect, because there's so much concrete and we have taken away most of the natural landscape, the temperatures rise. And thus, cities are actually hotter than the nearby rural areas. So even here in Milan, we're a 40-minute train ride away from Como City. It's a lot more naturey there and a lot cooler than it is here in Milan, even though we're right next door. Why is that? As I mentioned, it's because of all that concrete, all the steel, all the stone, everything, all these building materials. And not only because of climate change, we need to reduce the heat island effect, but also because it's just not efficient for cities. So aside from the climate change discussion, which could get very hairy for a lot of people, even for just basic efficiency, it's not so good to have the temperature so high. You spend more money on air conditioning, you spend more money on trying to cool down buildings, because you do have to cool down buildings. Even if you're not in a culture of air conditioning, you still have to ventilate them, especially the higher and taller they are, you have to do something about them. Well, how do we reduce the temperatures? There's an idea. And this idea has been innovated in many other places around the world. But Italy so far, Milan so far, has been the one who has done the most interesting job in doing it. Cities are awesome. I truly believe that. And many cities are nowhere near as green as a Tokyo or as a Mexico City. So we need to do something. Why not combine nature with human ingenuity? Why do we have to have a separation between forests and cities? Why not combine them together? Why not put a forest on a skyscraper? Oh, well, the Milanese have done so. Bosco Verticale, the green skyscrapers of Milan. These trees on these skyscrapers can grow up to 9 meters tall. After that, they have to be pruned because then it'll be too dangerous for the structure. Let's take a better look at them. And then now we're also being surrounded by the other skyscrapers of Milan. Are those apartment buildings? Yes, Adam. Yeah, they are residential. So that's why, as I mentioned, they're not just banks. There's a few residential towers here as well. And we're going to see one of the tech companies soon. See if we can get a better view. Actually, we'll go this way. So more modern condominiums here. So we're also right by what used to be the train yards, because we're right by the Garibaldi train station. And train yards always, in the past few decades, have been very low price in order to lease them. Here they are. There's a huge tour group here. That's interesting. I wonder if they're doing like urban architectural tours. I heard that in China, people are denied living in buildings like this due to mosquitoes. Oh no, that must suck. There are ways to counter mosquito issues with lots of greenery. Nobu, nice to see you here. What kind of building has greenery on them? Well, Adam, this kind of building. It is something that could help cities significantly moving forward. Also, can just help our general quality of life. One of the reasons I like making this show is, and don't worry, soon we're going to walk around more, but I think I just want to chat with you a little bit more for this part of the episode, because learning about urbanism is something I'm really passionate about. And this part of the reason I started Urbanist is to learn about cities and how they work. And the reason I like this style of show as opposed to something more kind of academic or documentary is because when people discuss new ways of innovating architecture or technology, people kind of get stuck on the technicalities. They get stuck on, oh, well, this actually doesn't help too much, or oh, this is too expensive. They get stuck on the economics as well. Oh, this technologically speaking is not so efficient, or blah 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 blah. The list goes on and on and on. And I noticed that usually in conversation. But why not discuss sometimes how much better it is as a human being to be in a place like this? Sure, there might be mosquito problems, but aside from the mosquito problems, which can be counteracted by natural means, you don't need to use insect repellents. In order to counter the mosquito problems, all you gotta do is start growing more lavender and sage, and there's a few other natural repellents, so you can have that beautiful lavender smell and also repel mosquitoes. But beyond that, I think it's important to have more of these casual conversations about urbanism, about history, about architecture, because you can discuss a little bit more about the human level. Why it's wonderful to live in a place like this. This is gorgeous. We have to move a little bit beyond always getting stuck on the minutia of politics, economics, and the technicalities of technology. Sometimes you gotta just discuss the very human element of it. So this must be a wonderful place to live in for a few reasons. And I think cities should consider doing it more. Let's keep showing it. And someone said that a lot of celebrities live here. You know, one thing I noticed walking around, there's a lot of bodyguards. Look at these two guys. They are security, private security. And I was wondering, why is there private security in the playground? And now I know. It's because celebrities live here. I did not know that before coming here. Hey, si tuvieras que elegir, ¿prefieres Roma o Milán para vivir? Para vivir, yo creo que todavía viviría en Roma porque es tan romántico y bonito. A mí me está gustando Milán, pero Roma tiene algo especial. So Manny asks, would I live in Rome or Milan? I still would live in Rome, like especially owning an apartment to stay for a few weeks every year. I would definitely live in Rome, just because it has more romance. But I'm enjoying Milan. It's a very interesting city. It's an Italian Jenga building, yeah. It's a green Jenga building. I don't know. That is gorgeous. Newboy, am I going to plan to go to France? Not right now, but I do want to go back to France at some point. Joey says that Milan has the indigenous Italian glycine flower. Don't know how to pronounce that. Glycine flower to repel mosquitoes. Ooh, interesting. That's cool. Yeah, I think there's natural mosquito repellents almost everywhere around the world. It's a huge list. I was surprised when I started researching this. So pro tip, if you want to naturally repel mosquitoes, just douse yourself in lavender oil. Hey, Rosemary says, you sound so sexy talking like that way. Oh, my pleasure, Rosemary. Thank you. Thank you very much. This is gorgeous. Wow. Susie says, Ariel for New York City planner. Oh, this is good Instagram opportunities. Oh my God. That's a cool photo. As Field says, if you douse yourself in lavender, you'll repel mosquitoes and fall asleep. Indeed you will, because lavender is a relaxant. Yeah. Oh. You won't fall asleep, maybe sage. You'll feel spiritually elevated and repel mosquitoes. So both of them. Lorraine says bats eat mosquitoes. Okay, so what you gotta do if you have a mosquito problem, we already have an entire solution. Get yourself a few bats, douse yourself in lavender at nighttime, and during the daytime, douse yourself in sage oil, and plant lavender and sage all around your apartment, or that Italian flower, all around your apartment, and you'll be set. Espiel says that sounds sticky and scary. It'll be the worst layer for a villain. A lavender smelling bat cave. Milan doesn't look like what I imagined. Well, at least this area, Tina. I think your imagination of Milan probably still head on if we go more towards the Duomo area. 10 floors? No, it's a bit more than that. Let's count them. Let's do it manually. I assume this is 2 floors. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25-ish. About 25. Opened up in 2014. Is this vine? Nope. Trees. Actual trees. Yep. Here. There's a better look. It's more obvious here. This one. Actual trees. They grow up to 9 meters high, and then after that they have to be pruned. The developers add water. They probably built in the water irrigation system into the building. Every building has a water system, of course, because every modern building is required to have some type of running water. I just imagine that they built that irrigation system somehow. There's probably more detail somewhere online. Stephanie, the Eataly adventure is ending this Sunday, 5 p.m. It's like a chia pet building, says Joe. Indeed it is, Joe. Yeah. Christine, 200 stars. Hey, someone else also sent stars earlier. Do let me know who it was. I missed it. Someone said 1,000 stars. Who was that? Kay, if you can let me know. But thank you so much, Christine, as well, for the 200 stars. I appreciate it. What's the name of this building? Bosco Verticale. Bosco Vertical. Bosco Verticale. They do have a website, yeah, S-Fields. Yeah. I think the firm has offices in New York because I think they're called Stefano Bowery, the architectural firm. So Bowery is a New York term. So maybe we have another New York connection here. Google's behind you. Yep. Yep. Which one's Google? Okay, here we have Google and Pandora. Does anyone want to open up Pandora's building? Oh, look at this. So we have Google. Cherry Grove is the Bosco Verticale a condo? Yes, it's an apartment building. Thomas, thank you so much for 1,000 stars, Thomas. Ooh, cool reflection here. Wow. So here we have Google. Google in Italy. If you were to pronounce it in Italian, it would be Google. Google. There we go. That's how you say Google in Italian. Google. Here we have the Italian headquarters of UniCredit. Someone asked if the Bosco Verticale is vines. Not for the Verticale, but here, yes. And no, I'm not talking about the headquarters of the former app Vine. No. This is just vines on an apartment building. There appears to be parking underneath and also bicycle parking around here. Hey Joe, I'm so glad you're catching this live. Nice to see you, Joe. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're recovering smoothly. what place in Rome do you recommend for a single lady to feel safe during evening dining? I met a few women in Italy, in Rome specifically. Both solo travelers and locals. And they all told me that Rome feels safe at all times of day and night. I have not spoken to too many people here in Milan, but in Rome, all day and night. Including Federica, who was featured in one of my live videos. Check out that Rome tour, and towards the end she tells us how she feels in Rome. She feels safe all day and night. So I would recommend anywhere really in Rome. But the places I thought were very kind of both relaxing and lively was, aside from the historic center, the other neighborhood is Prati, right by the Vatican City. Garbadella also was very pleasant at night when I visited. Hey, Nizza! I'm sitting here in Iowa having a coffee while enjoying this live. Ooh, great way to enjoy the live. Let me know, what's your drink of choice? Everyone else, what's your drink of choice when watching these live videos? Jupiter says it's more beautiful than the US. Oh yeah, there's bike paths here, which is nice. What kind of traveler allows you to visit these places for more than a week? Adam, what are you referring to? You're referring to why am I visiting these places for more than a week? Everyone, if you're tuning into these live videos, I've been doing this for 5 years. These are my work. This is my work. I do this for a living. Make videos, tell stories. If you believe that this should not be a living, then I would recommend you watch another show. That's on you, but for me it's a living. And also why I stay in these certain cities for more than a week is because because I'm making videos. I'm not traveling the same way as a tourist would. Even though you see me as kind of a virtual tourist, I'm not traveling the same way because I'm not making 4 or 5 videos per day. If I were to really show a realistic tourist perspective, that would mean doing 4 or 5 videos, because as a tourist you would visit 4 or 5 places a day. But I'm not doing that because I do research, I rest, I recharge my batteries, I do planning, a lot of setting things up beforehand, and a whole lot of other things. Also, the way I do live streaming, I can't really do live streaming multiple times a day. It'll be way too draining energy-wise. Some people do it, but they don't discuss things as in-depth as I'm doing it here. So when you see in real life live streamers live streaming for 8 hours, 9 hours a day, you see them that for many portions of the live video they're like looking at their phone, they're not even talking to the camera. That's a very different style of live streaming, which I don't do. Rebecca, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you're doing well. Rosemary says that was one of my worries. Rosemary, in Rome, Florence, Milan thus far, but specifically Rome, Florence, and Venice, you'll feel very, very safe at all times. Naples, I don't think not so much. Milan, I don't have extensive experience because I've been sticking a lot to the historic center, but I do see a little bit more drunkards and homeless people than you would see in other cities. Nowhere near as much as New York, which is such a kind of a breath of fresh air. But yeah, Rome, Venice, and Florence, probably the top 3 places that I just felt super safe in. Sorrento too as well. Hey, Swisser, thank you so much for a $10 super chat. Swisser, I appreciate you. Hey, Linda, thank you so much for 50 stars. Swisser Christine is such a frequent super chatter star sender. That's awesome. You're doubling up by doing it in YT and FB. That's awesome. Catherine says, Ariel, this type of work is a perfect match for you. I can tell because this feels so natural. Special work for a special person. Thanks so much. Kay said, yeah, you're right. I didn't feel safe in Naples. Yeah, do let us know. I went to Sicily before, but that was before doing live videos. I did not feel so safe in Sicily. I didn't feel like I was in imminent danger, but I did not feel safe. Duxula says a lot of people do this job, but sometimes they just walk around and don't do too much talking. Yeah, it's all different styles of live streaming. Nobu says you need an assistant. Can I apply for that position? At some point I will hire an assistant. At some point, Nobu. And that application will go up. A job opening, I mean, will go up. So right there we see IBM. Let's take a closer look at that building. And what's this building? It looks really cool. It looks similar to the one in Dubai. Also looks similar. It's a building like this that looks similar in London, I think. Let me know if you know what building I'm talking about. There's a building that looks very similar to this one. Yeah. Stephanie says, I felt unsafe in Paris. Yeah, Paris, you know, Paris is a much bigger city. I know what you mean. Yeah, so Paris is another city that did not feel as universally safe as these Italian cities do. The Gherkin. Thank you so much, Torbo. Thank you so much. The Gherkin in London. Yeah, it looks like the Gherkin. Could be built by Arabs. I'm not sure if there's that many Arab architectural firms popping up yet. Do let us know. But since this looks like the Gherkin, it might be the same architectural firm. So it might be Norman Foster, I think, made the Gherkin. Looks like a giant microphone. Yeah. Well, I mean, in London, they called it the Gherkin because people thought it looked like a giant pickle. Gherkin is the word for pickle in UK. Ooh, here are the shops. Oh, shopping. Oh my god. Right, let me show you IBM building and then let's check out this little shopping area. It looks nice. This IBM building looks like something. Let me know, what does this IBM look like to you? It looks like a little kid dismantled a wine cellar and reshaped it into a stadium, but unfortunately did not account how big a stadium needed to be, so he made that stadium a little bit too small. That is my architectural interpretation of this IBM building. Adam says, do I like shopping? No, not so much. I don't shop too much. I don't go shopping too much. If I want to buy something, I usually just go direct to the place I need to go. It looks like Noah's Ark says, yeah, it kind of does look like Noah's Ark, S Fields. That's a good one. Timothy as well says Noah's Ark upside down. Yeah, yep, it looks like Noah's Ark upside down. Yep, that too. This is such an interesting building. Looks like a basket shaped like a shoe, right? Live, I think that's another great interpretation. Yep. Yep, like a little fat shoe. It's like one of those wooden clogs from the Netherlands. Looks like it belongs in Brooklyn. Yes, definitely. It looks a little bit like the Barclays Center in Atlantic Terminal. I mean, this area is what Atlantic Terminal is already looking like. IBM, if people don't know, IBM is the computer company, but they barely make money, I think, from computers anymore. They're making a lot of their money via, I think, bank holdings and finance. Oh yeah, let's touch the building. Oh, that feels nice. Good wood. No windows? Yeah, there's windows. Yep. They're just covered. What kind of architecture is this? Ooh, I don't even know if it has a name, Adam. That's a great question. I don't think it has a name. Wendy says, touch it. Oh my. Oh my. Like George Takei says in Star Trek. Oh my. Touching the building. Oh yes. Oh yeah. Very nice building. Nice building. You're a nice building. I worked in IBM for 15 years, the good old days, says Swisser. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I think IBM does not make its money nowadays from computers. I think they have a lot of, like, financial part. I'm not sure exactly what they do financially, but yeah, they make a lot of money somewhere else. Same thing with General Electric. General Electric, I think, discontinued making appliances, and they are mostly like banking, finance, and real estate. So here's the Bosco Verticale from a distance. Is it picnic basket architecture? I think so. Is it cedar wood? Oh, I'm not sure what type of wood. That's a good question. David is putting in his request to be my Robin. People are already applying to a job that has not been posted yet. I feel like Mickey Mouse compared to these buildings. Yeah, they're pretty big. I mean, Italy does not have skyscrapers except for Milan. I'm not sure if any other Italian city has a skyscraper. Do let us know. Of course, there's none in Florence. Rome doesn't have any. I'm not sure if Naples has any yet. Is this Milan? Yes, it is, Shay. Yes, it is. Welcome to Milano, cultural capital of Italy. I did not go to France or to England. This is literally Milan. Not London, not Isle of Dogs, not Brooklyn. It's not Hudson Yards. Linda says, I think you need a senior citizen for this job. No, there's an equal opportunity clause in an American job code. So yes, anyone can apply whenever that job posting goes up. David says we both have deep voices, so it might be too much deep voices. Indeed. I can hear the shops calling my name. Yeah, there's a lot. There's that famous bookstore over here. Feltrinelli. There's Venki, the chocolate shop with amazing gelato. Swatch. Here we have a Eataly Cafe, where you can buy a coffee made by Eataly. Comon. Oh my god, everyone. I'm so sorry. I did not put the correct title. I will adjust it later. I'm so sorry. I did not put the correct title. So yeah, it does say risotto Milanese. There is no risotto Milanese involved in this broadcast. That was a previous broadcast. I'll be changing it afterwards. Bookstore Rizzoli. Let's see if Rizzoli's here. I'm not sure. There's a Rizzoli in the Galleria Vittorio Emanuele II. Here's a Moleskine journal. I love Moleskine journals. It's my journal of choice. Ooh, there's a Tesla. Oh. Maybe here's where I get my electric car for my new apartment here in Italy. My summer residence in Lake Como. I might need a Tesla to get around Lake Como. Yep, everyone, I am moving to George Clooney's guest house. Yeah, I spoke with him yesterday. He said that he really needed someone to stay at the guest house. And I insisted, hey, how much? Is it like $20,000 a month? And he's like, no, don't worry. It's on me. And well, yeah. Well, how can I argue against that? Against good George Clooney. Christine says, I thought you wanted to eat risotto every day. There are many things I fall in love with in Italy. Risotto, while good, is not one of them. Here's Dyson. So I might need a vacuum for my new guest house in the Villa Clooney. Jupiter, do I speak Italian? No. Here is a Tesla. Oh, cool. Little Mom says, wait, George Clooney's kicking out the Matt Damon from the guest house? Yep, he is. Yeah, Matt Damon. Oh, you know how much of a troublemaker is Matt Damon? Is Milan expensive? Yeah, Shay. And do let me know if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Shay, it is expensive. Oh, yes. Milan is closer to New York. Not quite as New York. New York is still crazy expensive, but close. A lot of the meals here have been 50% more expensive than Rome. Here's Venki. If you're looking for a good gelateria, and if you're in the commercial area or in a very touristy area, your best bet, in my opinion, is Venki. Highly recommend coming to Venki for your gelatos. They are just delicioso. Catherine says, glad you and Clooney have a romance. Oh yes, we do. It's been a long time in the making. I get a Hudson Yards vibe from this. Yeah, me too. Me too, S. Fields. Let's check out the views from up here. Here's the Porto Garibaldi. This is where I arrived yesterday from Como City. There's a few train hubs here in Milan. It's like New York. New York has Grand Central and Penn Station. Same thing. There's two main train hubs, Garibaldi and Centrale. So if you try to find directions to one of the trains in Lake Como, and you see that's crazy long, it's because they're trying to transfer you from Centrale to Garibaldi, or they make you take extra changes a little bit further out of the city. Ignore that. Search from one of those two stations. You probably have a direct route from one of these two stations. So don't just search from Centrale, do search from Porta Garibaldi. Jay says it looks like the skyline in New York. Yeah, it does, yeah. Hey, Sassy says a small down payment towards your Tesla. Ooh, Sassy, what are you referring to? Do you leave stars? Susan, thank you so much for putting extra information in Twitch. I think the Twitch has Nightbot commands, which should be working. Catherine says, because I'm so hooked on Ariel's live streams, my house is a mess. Wow. Oh no, Catherine. I hope you can get back to your activities. I'll keep this live stream brief, Catherine. By brief, I mean I'll keep this live stream to only about 6 hours. Brief, so you can get back to cleaning. Don't hear anything. Oh wait, oh, okay. Nothing. There's nothing in there. False alarm. Sassy! Sassy has left 2,200 stars. That's nearly $22. Wow, Sassy, thank you so much for all those generous stars. I really appreciate you, Sassy. And Sassy says it a small contribution towards your Tesla. I appreciate that, Sassy. Thank you. Luckily, I don't owe George rent, so that is at least I'm saving some money there. There's some tram tracks right over here. Bella says, "Oh, you've taken over our lives." Oh no, Bella. You can speak inside the tube. Try it, says Filippo. Oh, we're too far away. It's too late. But thank you, Filippo. The film Roman Holiday comes to mind. Indeed, that was a reference to that amazing film. Marianne says, I gave up housework a long time ago. Oh wow, what is this? Oh my god, everyone. This is very interesting. Look where we are right now. So you know how a lot of places in the US attempt to recreate beautiful Italian cities and other parts of Europe, but a lot of inspiration comes from Italy. Beautiful Italian cities and towns in order to build their stores, to build the mall that's outdoors and you could stroll around and feel like you are in Bellagio in Lake Como. Wow. Interestingly enough, we are in one such area, but in actual Italy. So that's so interesting. Italian retail Main Street, Italian style Main Street that was innovated in America has been brought back to Italy. Oh, let's check it out. I'm not sure if this building is authentically old. Now I'm very suspicious. Is this building actually authentic or... Uh-oh. Now I feel like I'm in the US. So clean looking here. Oh yes. Luna says, glad I have Bluetooth so I can do laundry today. Oh, that's good. Catherine says, George better treat our area like gold. I'm sure he will. Susan says, this has been such a great experience. Thank you so much. Oh, my pleasure, Susan. Susan said 500 stars. Oh, thank you so much, Susan. Wow, so generous. Thank you so much, Susan. I guess some Italians have learned something from the US. I think they have, at least with this little section. It's not too big. Not too big. I think this might be an authentic street. It's just this section is what you would see a lot of places in New York. And it's interesting because, I mean, not in New York, in the US. In the US, they tried to, there's been a few experiments, putting retail on the bottom and apartments on the top. Paul says, why the anxiety over being in the US? I wouldn't describe it as anxiety. The reason I reacted this way to this is because the US has tried many times, and you see this all around, especially in the West Coast area, retail space and apartments above it. They're trying to recreate mixed use urban spaces that you would see in New York's Greenwich Village or Bushwick, Brooklyn. You would see it in Rome, in many parts, basically everywhere in Italy. You would see it in Greece, see it in Mexico City. But since US is very suburbanized, they don't have those natural city landscapes, and thus they try to recreate that. However, there's a downside, and this is reported in countless experiments of these. The living conditions of the apartments above tend to be very low, the quality of life. People feel isolated, they feel like they're separated. They tend to be very low income because people of median income are not going to move into an apartment above a huge retail space, especially if they have no ownership at all in this development. And thus it degrades over time, and you see this all around the US. It's what is called new urbanism. And new urbanism is this belief that you can recreate urbanism, these beautiful neighborhoods, as I just mentioned, but in a commercial, capitalistic way. Mixed use is a beautiful thing, and it works, obviously, evidently. That's why all these different neighborhoods I showed you in Italy and Greece have been wonderful to walk through, or like Roma Norte in Mexico City. But in this case, maybe not in this case, all the retail shops are very expensive. They're all big corporations. So the community doesn't have any ownership or any stake in none of these companies. And you could be an employee over here, but you're not going to be making much money. You're going to be making minimum wage. I'm talking about the US. Also, you're probably not a stockholder of these companies most of the time. And then beyond that, even if there's an empty lot, you can't afford it in these US developments that do this because they're super expensive and only major corporations can afford it. So only a Starbucks or a Square or Mosquito could afford it. And that's why they never really truly recreate that mixed use urban space that you see. That's why when I see this, I'm like, oh, yeah, this new urbanism, I kind of don't like it. But this is proper mixed use. Let's walk. This is a cool example because you don't see this in most places around the world, and not in the US. They're all very separated. So here we're seeing them actually right next to each other. So keep in mind, right over here, this with this next street. But every building on Billionaires Row has retail. Well, Billionaires Row is not new urbanism. Not technically. Hudson Yards, yes. Not Billionaires Row. Billionaires Row predates new urbanism in New York City. So keep this in mind. Very expensive retail, expensive apartments above. This is what you would see in the US, far away from most towns that predate the car, definitely predate urbanism and malls, new urbanism and malls. You would see this all around the US, far separated from this. Classic urbanism. Classic mixed-use spaces. And what is the big difference? Yes, we have a Pinko and we have a Sandro, big companies. But what is the difference? What is the difference? We have small businesses, mom and pop shops, restaurant, probably individually owned. This is not a chain, Rocking Horse. Might not be good quality food, but it's not a chain. Here we have a smaller bar, a tabaceria. You have a taqueria. This one's a chain, but it appears to be a local chain because we're seeing a few. Doesn't this feel more lovely? Doesn't this feel more lovely than that? Let me know in the comments. What do you think? No cars, says Miss Law. Well, yeah, of course, this is another factor. No cars. So US, in many parts, is trying to recreate this by building that. And they are failing. They are failing because you cannot have only a Starbucks, a Burger King, Sephora in these beautiful mixed-use spaces. You need small businesses. You need to know the owners. You need to be able to afford the food there. You need to be able to know that you're contributing to the community. Because if you know that your neighbor owns this restaurant, this bistro, this cafe, this makeup store, this salon, you feel more part of the community. But if it's all corporate retail, you don't have any of that investment. And any moment you can just leave the community and it makes no difference. And that's why the quality of life in those areas are not that good, because there is no personal investment, there is no community. And even if the neighbors in the apartment start getting to know each other, they have no power against the big corporate interests. And it's just the terms of economics. Corporate interests, of course, are going to have way more money come by to all the community members. So this is why this is amazing. This is how you can build a better city. US can do this. It just has to kind of not be seduced by the immediate profits of allowing a Starbucks to open. Starbucks can open, but make sure it's not just Starbucks. Make sure that the mom and pop cafe can also open next door. And they're not going to be able to give you $30,000 a month. I'm not sure how much Starbucks would pay for a lease. They can't give you $30,000 a month. But they might be able to give you $5,000, $10,000. I'm not sure how much, but they might be able to give you that. But of course, these so-called sacrifice profits in the short term. But in the long term, you end up getting a proper community, a proper city. A city that thrives, a city that ends up becoming very powerful. Not just in terms of community, but since you put a long-term investment versus a short-term investment, you end up getting something powerful in the long term. A lot of money is end up being made in real cities like this. That's why Milan is an economic powerhouse. That's why New York, Boston, San Francisco, Paris, and London are economic powerhouses. But as for these other cities, quote unquote, there are mostly just a main street that's very corporate with a lot of suburbs. They are not as big economic powerhouses and never will be compared to this. So think about that. I love that we just encountered this out of nowhere. It's hard to illustrate this basically anywhere else, so we had the perfect opportunity. Hey Yogi Bear says, Hola, bello, ¿cómo estás? Catherine says, great comparison. Oh yeah, I'm so glad. What does California Bakery serve? Let's check it out. California Bakery, let's check it out. There's a place called California Bakery. Let's check it out after this couple moves. Muchas gracias por tu tiempo, dice Jay Miller. ¿Ha encantado algún restaurante puertorriqueño? No, yo no he visto ningún. ¿Ha oído unos cuantos turistas puertorriqueños? Pues bien poco. Y no he visto ninguna comida puertorriqueña. I've not seen any Puerto Rican food. I just maybe have overheard a few Puerto Rican tourists, but very, very few. California Bakery. Il Dolce del America. Oh, I love that. American Bakery. Wow. Actually, it looks like a little diner. Oh my god. Who wants to try a New York style cheesecake here? Or carrot cake. Or devil's food cake. Oh my god. Wow. That is a proper devil's food cake. Wow, that's crazy. Hey, buonasera. I'll have a devil's food cake, please. The chocolate one, or the darker one. Yeah, yeah, that one. Yeah. Takeaway, yeah. Well, actually, I'll eat inside. Actually, sorry, never mind. I'm gonna have the New York style cheesecake. Thank you.
Strawberry.
I'll have the plain one, yeah. Thank you. Do you know where the owners are from? Do you know where the owners are from?
Italian.
Italian. Only Italian. Okay. Grazie. Alright, so let's try a proper New York City style cheesecake with the decaf espresso. I have not, cheesecake is fairly common here. You'll see it, not just in Milan, I've seen it, I saw it in Florence, I saw it in Sorrento. You see cheesecake ever so often here. Apple pie is a little bit more rare, so I saw apple pie back there. But yeah, cheesecakes is a little bit more common. There's a Corso kind of Sicilian style cheesecake, but this is looks like a proper New York City cheesecake. So let's try it out. Ooh, I love how creamy this is. Look at this. Wow, super creamy. Wow, they actually did it justice. It has kind of a diner look to it because you have this kind of burnt crust to it. You see a lot in the classic New York City diners. But the graham cracker crust, very good, very authentic, and very fluffy. It's not like very cheap New York diner cheesecakes, which kind of get kind of rough or very hard. I don't like too much the diner cheesecake. But this tastes more in line with a Junior's or Iataly's cheesecake. It's that same type of kind of fluffy texture. So in no way is this Italian style. This is a proper New York cheesecake in the middle of Milan. That's kind of cool. Wow, that's awesome. I enjoy it. I would recommend this place, especially if you miss some New York. Mr. Lob says, wowza. And man, in this cheesecake, the look of love. Oh yeah. I haven't eaten a good cheesecake like this wow. There was another life that I had where it's still fuzzy, but it was in the New York City. And I remember eating cheesecakes at a place called Junior's. Wow. I wonder if it's still around. Does Junior's still exist? Is New York even the same anymore after so many years away?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Do you have the green bus?
I do have the green passes.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, all right. No worries, thank you. So New York, been so long. Good. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
That's it. So for everyone for a green pass, you have to show, if you're American, you have to show the CDC card, official one, and you have to show ID to verify your name. If you don't have ID, then bring your passport. It's gonna be a little bit more extensive, but yeah, to dine indoors, you have to show green pass, and then you can dine indoors or go to a museum. Easy. It's not super sweet either. Sometimes cheesecakes can get dangerous because they can get super, super crazy sweet, but this one, excellent, excellent cheesecake. If you're here in Milan, come here to California Bakery. It's a huge slice. Oh yeah. All right, some coffee will wash it down. Gary says I should be asking for a discount because I'm American. I don't think that's how things go. America might get discounts on a global scale, but not quite on the individual level. What flavor was this? This was a plain cheesecake, and not stuffed with a bunch of sugar, not super overly sweet like you can get with lower cost cheesecakes, or kind of the cheesecake from the supermarket in most places in America. No, nowhere like that. It tastes more in line with a Junior's or Eileen's. It's as big as a Junior's cheesecake. And Yogi, hey, nice to see you here, and Aldi as well. How do you get your Green Pass? You can't get an official Green Pass if you're American yet. Green Pass is an app with a QR code. You can't get it if you're American or Canadian. You have to show your official CDC card if you're American. I'm not sure with Canada, but with America, you have to show your card. If you don't have it, you have to take things to go. And you won't be able to dine in. All right, let me pay, and let's continue walking around. Grazie mille. Buon sudata. Nina says, but you didn't have to wear a mask. The entire place was open. It was not closed at all. B. Griffin, yeah. Businesses, museums, events are all checking if you are. I can't even say the word because YT is basically all social media is now against using even the word. So the V, you have to show proof of V. Teresa, hey Teresa, it's your anniversary with Father Rowe. Hey Teresa, happy anniversary with you and Father Rowe. Thank you so much for tuning in. Everyone send hearts to Teresa and Father Rowe. Father Rowe doesn't comment too much, but Teresa said that he watches a lot with Teresa, so big round of hearts to Father Rowe and Teresa. Happy anniversary. Hope you're doing well. Proof of V sounds like something else. Indeed it does. Social media, you know, I got banned for 2 days on TikTok because I mentioned the name of Mussolini. They tagged me as hate speech on TikTok. I did not talk anything about his policies. It wasn't political. I literally talked that he liked a piece of architecture, and his friend Adolf ended up decided to save it. It's an innocent story. There was no hate involved in that. I didn't even talk about the far worse things of his own policies or that history of World War II. But they banned me for 2 days because I said Mussolini changed the building in Florence. Apparently it's hate speech. And same thing with saying the V word. It's social media. B. Griffin indeed, and B. Griffin says on this discussion, Like, even I don't even like discussing politics. Well, I don't discuss politics on Urbanist because this is not the place. But you know, I think one should be able to discuss history and the practicalities of travel openly without fear of banning. You know, that's so sad. Adam, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Oh, look what we have found here. Eataly in Italy. And you might think, oh, wait a minute. More New York in Italy? Not quite, because Eataly was opened first in Turin, Torino. Nina says V word. People can write it down in the comments. I just can't really say it too much. The original Eataly. Well, the original one is from Torino. Is this the original one in Milan? Do let me know. Eyeball. Thank you so much for letting us know. They turned into Eataly a few years ago, and this used to be a theater. Oh, Eyeball. Was it a movie theater before? Or was it like a theater for performances? Was that water coming out? There's no water coming out. What are you talking about? Yeah, that was the fountain. There was a fountain back there. Okay, so I've collaborated with Eataly before in New York, and they were so awesome. I'm not sure what the policies here are in Italy, so I'm gonna go in. If they kick me out, they kick me out. But we're going to try to go in nonetheless. I don't see any signs. So, if I don't see any signs, I'm going to walk in. Let me know if you want to walk in. And slam that like button right now. I mentioned this because other supermarkets definitely do have signs against filming. But here, I don't see anything. I don't see anything. Nope. Nope. Nothing. Nope. Oh.
Faccio io e tu mi aspetti con le vestizze.
Questa da Italy no.
No, you don't.
Qua per un po' particolare, ci sono dei ristoranti là.
So you need a green pass if you want to eat inside, but not for shopping. Robbie, is this just a shop? No, Robbie. Eataly is a lifestyle. It's more than a shop. It is a place where you, yourself, become Italian through the food and the products you buy at a much more expensive rate than just going to another shop. But that upcharge of the brand Eataly makes you feel one with the country of Italy. know, so sad that places are closed. It's beautiful. So look how huge this is. Wow. So everyone, please do not, no more discussion on the V or anything else related to the current pandemic. Nothing. No more discussion on it. Discussion is closed. Now, let me know, what would you buy here in Italy? Would you spend $15 for 2 fillets of chicken? Oh my god. Oh my god. Goat cheese would buy good cheese, says Mona. Yeah, oh yeah. It's gigantic, oh my god. Can't imagine the rent here, yeah. Yeah, of course, they rented the entire shop. The former theater. Alright. We have escaped the confines of Italy. When Dante Alighieri talked about the 9 circles of hell, maybe he was referring to Italy. Wow, this is a big street. B. Griffin says it felt like we went to New York. Yeah, that was a very commercial experience. I actually go to Eataly a lot in the US to buy guanciale and pecorino, and it's because it's a bit hard to find those 2 ingredients, at least good ones, in other places in New York. But here, I find it a little bit hard to justify going to Eataly when there's so many other shops that you can go to. Let me know what you think. Let's keep walking on the street, this very beautiful street. The cars go. Oh, look what we have here. Everyone, ooh, is this another opportunity to try a proper Italian coffee? A Starbucche. Maybe we'll try a macchiato, caramello macchiato here in Starbucche. Authentic Italian experience. First and only Starbucks in Italy. There's a few other more there's one in Florence opened up. There's a huge, massive Starbucks roastery here in Milan. That's like the big, fancy Starbucks. This one is kind of just your normal Starbucks. Again, I appreciate Starbucks, but in Italy, I find it hard to justify getting a Starbucks. Pretty hard. Unless if you're really yearning for that Frappuccino, which is okay. You won't find that Frappuccino basically anywhere else. Or cold brew. Actually, yeah, cold brews are hard to find here in Italy. So if you're yearning for iced coffee, then yeah, maybe a Starbucks would be the place to go. This is the Milano Contract District. Can you visit the Starbucks Reserve Roastery? They don't like cameras there, so no, unfortunately not. Just in general. Oh, how many times I tried to film the Reserve Roastery in New York, and they do not like cameras. And here I got the same vibe. I actually visited it already. Got the same exact vibe. Not sure why, since it's such a touristy spot. Cold brew, yes, shakerato is a good cold brew alternative, yes. Cafe shakerato, 2 shots of espresso shaken with ice. Not quite a freddo espresso like Greece, a little bit different. Panino Gustino is very good. Oh yeah, this is the very popular shop right here, Panino. Only one panini. Stephanie says even this church looks like it belongs in NYC. It does. It does. This is giving me a lot of New York vibes, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of New York vibes coming here. Let's check out this brick church. Looks like it belongs in Queens.
C'è nella prima lettura che questi i figli di questa madre, 7 figli nemici, andranno svegli.
All right. Yeah. A mass going on. Everyone, yeah, bad service. Not sure what happened. Wow. Oh. Let's see it. A few people mentioned Eataly. I mean, not Italy, sorry, Italy. A few people mentioned Italy. For a corporate brand, they actually have pretty good espresso. Definitely better espresso compared to Starbucks. If you compare black espresso to black espresso, in my opinion, Italy is better than Starbucks. Lavanza, same thing. Better than Starbucks. I've walked here before. Here are the scooters. Hey, B. Griffin says, welcome to Milano. Apparently it's a borough of New York. That's how it feels. Oh, when we got here, we have a tiki bar. Wow, tiki bar here. Here we have an Argentinian padrillada. What's it called? Hard to pronounce that word. Padrillada? Padrillada. Argentinians, let me know how to pronounce the word of meat restaurant. El Carnicero. So here we got what appears to be an Argentinian restaurant. Oh, that's so cool. Wow, this is very diverse. Here we have MoMA. Seems to be a cocktail bar. Parrillada. Sí, parrillada. There we go. Here we got Spanish jamón y coctelería. Oh my God, we got a Spaniard bar. And of course, a lot of people having their aperitivos. Yeah, a lot of aperitivos and Gucci. Classic Italian, having aperitivos at a beautiful street. Lori, thank you so much for 500 stars. Lori has been so kind, sending 500 stars, $5. Thank you so much. We're getting closer and closer to our stars goal. Ooh. Will we hit the stars goal today? Maybe. Maybe. Maybe Facebook is going to start getting worried. Oh my God. It's like, wow. They're doubling these stars so fast. Facebook's stock is going to go 1% down from all of the stars you guys been sending. There's going to be news articles all around, plastered on Business Insider and Forbes. Facebook live streamer makes so many stars, puts a dent into Facebook's coffers. Rosemary says, thanks for Google Maps. You've been finding your way around. Oh yeah, that's good. So, this is a nice area. Oh, look at this building. Really cool. Very blurry. Is it the streaming? Mona, I'm not entirely sure. Try putting your quality up. Everyone, I have 720p quality, and the reason I have that as opposed to 1080p, and for some reason some people demand 4K. I'm not sure how in the world you think that's possible yet, but the reason I have 720p is because data is more expensive abroad, especially in places here like in Italy. I don't have unlimited data. It's a bit tricky at getting that. And then B, I can't renew my data like I could in other countries like Mexico, so I don't have the ability to get more data. I have to wait after the month is done to top up, as they say here, to recharge. And then beyond that, B, the service is not always super steady. So to give you a more smoother streaming experience, I will be going live in 720p in most of these countries to give you a smoother experience. If you want to watch super high quality walks throughout the city, as I mentioned, there's such a large list of creators who do that, including here in Milan and Italy. There's such a massive list. You can check out those guys. You can check out those videos. But here we're doing it live, and thanks to your contributions, we can go live a lot here in Italy. I had to get a total of 3 different SIM cards and have topped up once. So I've done basically four data plans in total here. And I've been able to go live crazy amount of times in Italy because of your sponsorship. Everyone who's been a super urbanist, mega urbanist, or has been the frequent Star Sender, Super Chatter, or PayPaler. Thanks to all of you. So big round of hearts to all those guys. And with your support moving forward, there will be the opportunities to go live more in 1080p. And there will be opportunities in the near future when internet service gets really good to go live in 4K. And you bet I'll be one of the first ones to do that. Oh, you'll see. But right now, we're going it live, and we're doing it the easiest way possible so I can go live for 2 hours like we're doing right now and not really stress out about data. So, I hope you enjoy it. All places around here. Let's continue going down the square. Oh, no problem, Mona. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Arm, am I a 5G network? There is a 5G network offering in Italy, but 5G is not stable enough for live streaming at the moment because 5G requires a lot more antennas. So as you're walking around, you're more frequently switching between antennas, and hence live streaming requires a steady connection as opposed to a fast connection that you have to switch constantly between. So while there is 5G network in some of these major Italian cities, it's still not optimal for live streaming. I'm very proud you showed the Bosco Verticale towers, designed by Arab colleagues. Oh yeah, Arab. They what did they do? They do the engineering, the actual construction. Do let me know what Arab did in the Bosco Verticale. I actually have worked with Arab in 2 conferences to live stream their talks. Oh, George, yeah, I mean, George, FB and YT both take a very big chunk of your contributions. So if you are very adamant, and that's why I offer all the options, if you're adamant to make sure that I get most of what you send, if not all, do PayPal, where I get 99% to 100% of what you send. Be sure to choose the friends and family option, hint, hint. We're friends, right? We're friends. And Patreon, they only take about, I think, 9%. It's very little. They take very little. 7 to 9%. It's very little. So patreon.com/urbanist or paypal.me/Ariel here. That way you can guarantee I'll get everything, almost everything or more of what you send. But the reason I still accept Facebook stars and YT is because people contribute the way they want to, and I'm not gonna make it harder for them. One rule of business is don't make it hard for your customer. I know there's a few creators here, so this is not that type of channel, but I'll give you free advice. Make it easier for your customer. I've met so many creators where they're like, oh, but this doesn't work. Oh, like, oh, Facebook or YT super chats take so much. Oh, I'm not gonna offer that. Well, you're just making it hard for your audience, which is pretty sad. Here's another California bakery. It's a local chain. They have teriyaki bowls. Oh, they have teriyaki bowls. That's funny. Oh, George, yeah, sure, yeah. If you believe Facebook is the best, thank you so much for sending over. Stephanie says PayPal gives you issues. Oh no. Let us know in the comments. Maybe someone can help you out at the moment. Briefly. We won't get too in depth, but if it's quick, maybe someone could quickly answer. Do they have the wicker baskets? Yep, they also have the wicker baskets in that California bakery. Wow, I don't feel like I'm in Milan anymore, because the day before yesterday, I showed the historic center of Milan. It felt so different from this. Cool mural, yeah. This is also making me feel a little bit like Paris, because there's sections of Paris that have some of these more modern buildings, especially in the 13th arrondissement. If anyone could let Eleni know that she has to press the live button on YT, she's watching behind the live button. George says to avoid being censored, use Morse code. Yes, I might consider that. Everyone, I will be telling you the full history of Benito. I gotta beat myself. But all in Morse code, and I will be talking about the World War II history of all in Morse code, so we can discuss it. History, nothing political, just the history. And not even conspiracy, you know. If I talk about conspiracy theories, I let you know that it is a theory or conspiracy theory. So stay tuned when I go to Germany. Most of the episodes will be in Morse code. I hope all of you enjoy it. German episodes coming up, all in Morse code. Berlin, Morse code. D-Day, Normandy, Morse code. Manchuria, China, Morse code, yeah. George says I could also use hand gestures. That is a good idea, George. I like it, we're innovating. Oh, I see another cool mural popping up. Oh my God. A first sighting of a Brooklyn hipster in Milan. I think that's a Brooklyn hipster. It kind of looks like a dude wearing sunglasses and has a big bushy red beard and a cool cap, cool trucker cap, and he's wearing flannel. At least that's how it looks like to me. Let me know what you interpret. What character are you seeing here? Is he even a person? Cynthia says, I want to hear conspiracy theories from a historical perspective. Yeah, there's not that many here in Italy that I had the opportunity to discuss. Those are fun topics for me. The only one I discuss is search of the sexy bathrooms of the Pope. Actually, it's not a theory, it's actually real history. So actually, even that's not a theory. But yeah, I have not had the opportunity to really discuss too many conspiracy theories. Yeah, there's only one episode. It was the chronovisor. It's a great conspiracy theory. Very fun conspiracy theory. But not too many here in Italy. I'm not sure why. It's a bit weird. I think it's because of for many centuries there was such strict control of the Catholic Church in daily life. You know, there wasn't really freedom of press and wasn't really room to in other parts. Some guy with a red hat smiling and holding a cell phone, says Valerie. He looks like a movie star with glasses, says Linda. It looks like Willie Nelson or Yosemite Sam. Yeah, Mater, that's a good interpretation. I like that. Seems like you needed a week here. I am staying here a week. I just took most of it for vacation. A red beer, someone from Scotland. Macaulay says it looks like a bowl of fruit. I like that. Looks like Picasso inspired. Yep, looks like it. Definitely looks Picasso inspired. He's wearing blue mittens. Yeah, kind of does look like he's wearing blue mittens. And the back kind of seems like a headphone. I love abstract art. It's a guessing game. It's like a game of charades that you can play by yourself when it comes to abstract art. Oh, I think he's finishing it, whoever the person is, he or she. Because, this is unfinished. I thought it was part of the abstract art element. I thought they were trying to convey how art is really never finished. But no, it literally isn't finished. Looks like a Powers Puffs cartoon. It does, April, yeah. Oh, look at this street art. Oh, this seems to be a commentary on American corporate culture invading a fashion capital of Milan. I like that. It seems like they have created a brand, a fictional brand called Guess, and I think they're alluding to how we need to guess what type of art, what type of brand it is. Because you never know in American corporate culture. It could be anything. Tommy Hilfiger might be the same thing as Nautica. So you have to guess. And below it, we see it, interestingly enough, in Helvetica font, it says Originals. Maybe it's also alluding to the fact that everything's the same because it's in Helvetica. Guess it's a real brand? No, you guys are joking with me. It's not a real brand. This is art. It's social commentary. What are you talking about? It's a real brand? Guess? Who names a company Guess? This is social commentary, ladies and gentlemen. Stop joking around with me. Come on, like even they put the rights reserved. It's a brand. I'm joking. As they say in the US, I'm just joshing with you. Right. SPL says time for a Campari. Aquatica says I nailed it. B. Griffin says they ran out of names, so they just picked something out of the dictionary. Lauren says I do not want to guess. Just tell me the real name. Hey. Hey, Gary says, being Scottish, this is me giving up my Iron Brew rations for a week. Worth it because you're doing a brilliant job. Thank you so much, Gary. You and Susie/Susan, thank you so much for both of you watching. Gary has just given a very generous £10 super chat, which is like $17. I really appreciate it. You are effing awesome. Thank you so much, Gary. And I'm so glad. I'm honored that you gave away a little bit of your Iron Brew rations. As a Scottish person, I think I know that is a very big sacrifice on your end. So thank you for that honor. And maybe one day in the near future, I'll drink some Iron Brew on a live video. And it'll be a very momentous day when that Iron Brew, we'll try it from authentic. I'm not sure where you buy it in Scotland. Maybe it's like a corner store. I'm not sure if they have corner stores in London, in Scotland, but somewhere in Scotland, I'll be buying an Iron Brew. Can't wait to try it out. So if people don't know, Iron Brew is a famous soft drink in Scotland, and it's so famous that people in England, when they visit Scotland, they bring back Iron Brew back to England, even though they're on the same island, even though they can find Iron Brew in many shops. They still bring Iron Brew from Scotland and give it as a gift to their fellow English friends or English family members. And I know this because I witnessed this in person when I went to London. And I heard that this was a very common thing that happens in England. So I can't wait to show that to you. Oh, this is the pastry shop we went to yesterday. Another chain. Wow, there's a lot of chains here. There's a lot of chains here. This is also in another place. I've not shown it to you, but in the Canals, there's a very lively nightlife area, and this place is also there. A lot of chains. Here's a cannoli chain. Or canolo chain. Here's Flower Burger. I saw Flower Burger in Rome. It's a vegan burger place. Gary says, Scotland is the only country where Coke and Pepsi is outsold. Yes, thank you so much for mentioning that. Yeah, can't wait to talk more about that. It's very interesting. So, why is there so many chains? The places I pointed out seem to be either local chains or national chains. I don't think they're quite international yet. But why there's so many? Here we have Mana, the Pockeria, that's how they call it. As a Spanish speaker, that sounds like a very different word. This is the pokeria that we had in the beginning. Why are there so many chains? Milan is known for its efficiency. Not just in its efficiency industrially, but its efficiency in business. So, unfortunately, Italy does have the stereotype, and many Italians would say this themselves. I've heard this speaking with Italians. Some of them who I've featured in videos, they have told me this. That Italy is known for being very sluggish. Lots of bureaucracy, hard to kind of work things out, hard to open up a business, lots of permits, lots of documentation. It's tough. But for some reason here in Milan, it's actually a lot easier to open up a business as an entrepreneur. So that's why we're seeing a lot of chains here in Milan, more than Rome and more than Naples, which I don't think is entirely a bad thing, because it's nice that there's some entrepreneurship. That's why in Milan, you kind of have a little bit more excitement when it comes to trying new foods. So while me as a tourist coming in from the US fell in love with Rome, because in Rome there's so much carbonara and so much cacio e pepe and all these wonderful pastas, amatriciana and the Roman pizza. I love that as a tourist. But if I were an Italian, I've also spoken with a few Italians and they express this, kind of get tired of it. I know this as a New Yorker. I love my New York City pizza, but after a while I kind of just want to have a dumpling. I want to have a poke bowl. So that I think is very, very interesting. So yeah, I think that's why Milan, some people really like it here in Italy, because you feel like you're kind of experiencing more of the world in a single city. Why are the letters backwards? In selfie mode, it reverses. It's due to the nature of live streaming on the phone. I wish it were experienced. That's the case at the moment. But yeah, it's because of the iPhone. Let's show this church. Mighty Mole, it's not that type of channel. So please keep that discussion off the comments. You just walked to the stop where they took, oh, I can't say the M word. Well, this is YT, so I don't think it matters. If this was TikTok, I couldn't say the M word. This is where they took Mussolini and found that he was actually dead. Interesting. Franca. That's interesting. I'll tell that history in Morse code because social media might ban me. Wait, MK, you're not Mona? We have a viewer named MK. And we also have a viewer named Mona K. You're not Mona? Let me know, MK. Sorry if I mixed it up. I thought you were Mona this entire time. Do confirm. But MK asks, what's the first thing I want to eat back home? A good avocado toast. Very good avocado toast. Yeah, I can't wait for a good avocado toast. I've had avocado toast here, but not one good avocado toast. In Greece, I tried an avocado toast and nearly made me throw up, literally. I never thought I could feel nauseous from avocado toast. Here in Italy, they've just been very plain. Just a few slices of avocado, not even with salt nor lemon. A few slices of avocado on a piece of bread. It's not even good bread. Or it's like not the best bread for avocado toast. So can't wait to try a proper avocado toast. We have 2 MKs. Oh my god, how many MKs do we have? We have Mona K, we have M.K. MK, let me know if you have gone by a different name or you're just MK. You also have the same you also have the same exact color scheme on your profile pic as the other as Mona on Facebook. Adrian also carries those initials. Thank you for streaming today, says Audi. My pleasure, Audi. I wonder what kind of avocado they use. They use Chilean Hass avocado. Oh, actually, Hass avocados are from California, but Hass avocados actually, if I recall correctly, are developed from the Chilean ones. So they use the same type of avocado that California has made their avocados from. So they got it from the Chilean avocado. Of course, California over the nearly a century has developed into their own style, which is the Hass. So yeah, they got in here the Chilean avocados, and I think they've been planting them for a few years already here in Italy. So they're starting to make their own avocados. Can you make your own avocado toast here? I can, yeah, I did. I'm making avocado toast at my place. It's not the same. I can't find sourdough bread, so it's not the same. Sourdough bread really makes a good avocado toast, I think. Or you have to have a good, fluffy, thick piece of bread, which is a bit harder to find. This is such a beautiful area. Duxula says this has been our most well-traveled summer. Yes, it has. I'm so glad I've shown you most of these places. Haas is the dark with bumpy skin. Yeah. And same thing as here. What's the best avocado toast in New York City, McCulley's? Great question. I actually have a full video. You're all set. It's a full edited video called The Best Avocado Toast in New York City. You're all set, McCulley's. But if I were to remake that video, I would make a new number 2. Number 1 is still the same. It's called Sunny Boy. The new number 2 would be Ruby's Cafe. There's Sunny Boy and Ruby's Cafe. Check out the video. But you know, it's been a long time. I made that video back in 2019, and it's been so many years that I've been away from New York City. I'm not sure if those places are even around anymore. I mean, maybe Soho is completely different from when I last visited. What? Something weird is happening here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm experiencing... What is this? Something is falling on my head. It feels wet. It feels wet. What? Someone throwing water from one of the buildings? Am I getting baptized? Rocky says aliens are crying. I remember this. Long time ago. Back in New York. This happened fairly often back in New York. It's rain. Rain. Oh, wow. It has been a long time. Rain, ladies and gentlemen. Bringing back memories. Wow. I'm having sudden flashbacks of my previous life in New York. When I used to carry a device, what was its name? If someone can help me out here, it opened. The device opened. You kind of like carry it, has a handle. What's the name of that device? Umbrella. Wow. I wonder how holding an umbrella feels like. I wonder how it feels like. Lauren says, umbrella, Ella, hey. Great reference to a Rihanna song. Un parasol, if you're fancy. Parasol, yeah. The bus says Havarica. Oh, really? Oh, that's funny. So if you're wondering, what am I talking about? I've been traveling for 2 whole months, Greece and Italy, and I encountered a few minutes of rain in Rome, but it was a very light drizzle. I encountered some crazy rain in Udine for the night, but barely experienced it because I just went back and stayed over at Mary Jane's place, her family's place, and slept through it. So I have not experienced rain in 2 months. It's been such a long time. This street has been awesome. What street are we even walking through? Because we've been walking on the street for a while. Every time I hear you mention Mary Jane, I think of Spider-Man. SS Fields. I am talking about Spider-Man. Cue the music by Danny Elfman. Corso Garibaldi is called Via Mercato. Market Way, or Market Road. Via Mercato. Kay says we've had no rain for an entire week. Well, that's weird. I did not go to Ireland. It's funny because when I went over to Udine and to Saudis with Mary Jane, she was very worried. She was a bit sad when they went over there because she saw the weather report, and this was very evident on all the apps. It was going to rain heavily the entire time I was going to stay at Friuli. And I told Mary Jane, don't worry, I'll bring on the sun. Cue the music by the Beatles. And I'm not talking about What a Shame Mary Jane, I'm talking about Here Comes the Sun. And look what happened. I got there and suddenly she was stunned, because if you see my video about Friuli, you usually in Friuli do not see the mountains that clearly. Usually the mountains are kind of covered in clouds or in a haze. But that those days I was there, it was among the sunniest days she's ever seen recently in Friuli. And she was stunned by seeing the mountains in full clarity. Camilla says it was sunny. B. Griffith says, I have it in with the sky gods. Yes, I have made good friends with Tlaloc from the Mexican, from the Aztec pantheon of gods. If you don't remember him, he was the big blocky god. He literally looked like a block with two eyes. Yeah, I made good friends with him, and we've agreed to not rain. Here's another church. This is beautiful, especially with the beautiful sun shining and this weird sculpture with the torso in the middle of the sculpture and the head. That's weird. I wouldn't want to come here at night under the influence. When you left NYC, did I expect to be away for 2 months? No, only 20 days. It's 7:32 p.m. It's still sunny here. Yeah. It gets sunny around the same. It gets dark around the same time as New York. We're close. We're somewhat close to the same altitude. I mean latitude. Catherine says, I have to ask, what time am I expected at the Clooney residence? Amala is making dinner, or she has the chef, but to make her feel better, me and George have come to an agreement to say that she made the dinner. She's making dinner at about 10 p.m. It's gonna be a late dinner. They're late night eaters, so yeah, I have to be back at the Clooney residence at 10 p.m. Hope Brad is there too. Yeah, me too. Does Amal have a sister? Oh, that's a good question. George did tell me there was going to be a special guest. I'm not sure what he meant. He gave me a wink. I'm not sure why. He always does winks, so maybe it doesn't mean anything. But he said there was going to be a special someone. He said I should dress nice for the dinner tonight at the Clooney Villa. So obviously I am bringing out my finest floral shirt. And then afterwards we're going to take Clooney's helicopter and go to Corsica. Let's get on the trolley. Can we get on the trolley? Is it open? Closed. They did not open the back doors, which they usually do, but no. Back doors were closed. Oh, there's another one, 2 minutes. Okay. Jay Hendricks says that's what she said. I'm not sure. I'm not with any person right now. That the back door should always be open I'm not sure why the back door is closed at this moment of time. In the heat of the moment, the back door should be open. Just so I can take the tram all the way to its final destination. You need a ticket to get on the trolley. I do indeed. I have a 3-day unlimited pass. Yes. You don't need, if you have a limited pass, you don't really need to scan like you do in New York City. You just kind of just hop in. So it's like an honor system. If you buy a ticket, you have to validate it on board, but again, it's like an honor system. So if you do run the risk, if they catch you, you could be fined very heavily. The back door is exit only. Nope, the back door is not exit only. Lawrence, I know what you mean. Sometimes it is, but in this case, they literally have the entrance at the back door. They have the arrows saying enter. All right, who wants to take the tram? Let us know. Orange. Well, it's because the city of Milan wanted to, you know, make me feel a little bit more at home, and they painted the trolley orange. They knew that was coming, and they want also to impress all of you because they know that you really love exploring. And after being all these wonderful places in Italy, Milan had to find a way to kind of impress all of you guys, you know. Milan, how can they compete against Florence and Venice and Rome and Sorrento and Capri and Positano and Naples and everything? The list goes up. Okay, everyone, we have one more stop. I think this is going in the right direction, crossing highways. One more stop. We're going to go to an area where it's much more vibrant at night, and it's an area with canals, and we're going to show it to you. Might as well. Let me know if you just want to stick around for about 30 or so minutes to see this area, the very lively nightlife area, just to enjoy the most of Milan. And I've showed you so much of Milan, I'm not sure what I'll show you tomorrow, but we'll find out something new. Yeah, it's probably more than a stop. Yeah, indeed. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're okay over there in Oregon. Indeed, I am, Beatsy. Ronda, the last live video day tomorrow is tomorrow. Tomorrow is the last day of live videos. 5 p.m. is the last scheduled live video tomorrow. This tram got stuck. I'm not sure what happened. Let's be patient. This is the last stop.
passeggeri a bordo. Stiamo deviando alcune linee per passare una manifestazione stesso, considerate materiali di trasparenza.
Catherine, indeed. That's funny. Jimi Hendrix asks, is Milan famous for suits? The most famous city for suits, men's suits specifically, is London. London is considered the capital of suits, specifically Savile Row. Milan is more famous for its kind of more casual high fashion, the likes of Versace, Armani, Gucci. Even though some of them are Florence, they still, I think, make a lot of their events here in Milan. So yeah. Milan is known for more of that kind of casual, high fashion casual, as opposed to suits like London, or as opposed to full-on sportswear and athletic wear like New York, with the likes of Calvin Klein and Donna Karan, Ralph Lauren, also kind of more sporty. That's New York. Paris is known for very haute couture, so it's known for super high-end and fancy. London is more and more being known for streetwear as well, and Tokyo also has a big streetwear scene. So those are the main capitals of fashion. Here is the Starbucks Reserve Roastery. It's huge, built in this gorgeous building. There's a delay due to a demonstration, says the announcer. Oh, really? Oh, Catherine recommends I wear my custom suit from England this evening at George's dinner party. You will stun them. Okay. Okay, will do. Catherine, thank you so much for the pro tip. At George's dinner party, he said that there's going to be some special guests who winked at me. I'm not sure what he meant. So if anyone wants to go to Kentucky Fried Cicchini Ristorante, let me know if you want to go to Kentucky Fried Cicchini Ristorante, the hottest restaurant in Milan right now. MK says wear the jacket with the embroidery on the shoulder. Okay. MK says I never understood why New York has trash bags. Yeah, I don't know. You know, Milan doesn't have. I'm not sure if Milan has a lot of alleyways. I'm not sure what Milan does with this trash, but they're doing a great job. There we go. What's the place? Name that cathedral, ladies and gentlemen. To our last stop. We're heading to a beautiful area filled with a lot of nightlife. Pat says the buzzing sound is too loud for me. See you later. Yeah, Pat, rest up. Maybe I should play a little music. Ooh. Bear with me. Okay, Pat, you don't need to leave yet. We're gonna play a little bit of music for the rest of the train ride. Enjoy, everyone. Some Sunday Brunch, the 4th Urbanist album, which I never really announced. It's an EP, so it's not a full album, 5 songs. I hope you enjoy. welcome back. That was Sunday Brunch, an Urbanist EP, available on iTunes, Amazon Music, or you can listen to it for free on Spotify. Someone earlier mentioned, let us hear the sounds of Milan. The tram was very noisy and not a very pleasant noise, so that's why we played some music. That's why the music sometimes adds a little bit of a nice element to it. So I couldn't take the tram all the way to the end because there is a demonstration. People are protesting. They might be protesting because they can talk about the history of Benito. Have to beep it. On YT, maybe that's the case. But I think we're very close to walking the way there. Yeah, we're very close. Yeah, very, very close. Okay, cool. Afterworld is mind-blowing, says Susan. Oh, thank you so much, Susan. Oh, look what we have. Poke. Oh my god, poke has taken over the world. So much poke. Catherine says there's protesting. Yeah, I mean, the tram is supposed to go closer to where I want to show you, which is the canals of Milan. Yes, we're having a little bit more canal action. We left Venice, but there's still a little bit more canals left here in Italy. So we're gonna go to the canals of Venice. Protesting pineapple on pizza. that might be the case. Am I going the wrong way? Let's see. That should be going the right way, yeah. Yep, I'm going the right way. L Bill, yes, I'm going the right way. The Milan canal system was devised by Leonardo da Vinci. Oh yes. Look how gorgeous these buildings are. So the proper title of this live stream was exploring the hip neighborhoods and the skyscrapers of Milan. Well, actually, we visited already 2 hip neighborhoods before, and now we're going to our 3rd one, which is the canals. The Navigli canals here in Milan. Finishing off this epic adventure. There's actually a lot of stuff going on here. So remember when I had an amazing gelato in Rome? Well, this place is also over here. Seems to be another chain. Aquatic says pineapple on pizza is okay only if bacon is involved. In my opinion, pineapple belongs anywhere. Anywhere and everywhere. It belongs on pizza. It belongs on pasta. It belongs in my cocktail. It belongs on my Aperitivo. It belongs in my croissants. It belongs in my cornettos. It belongs in my cakes. It belongs in my donuts. It belongs everywhere and anywhere. Hashtag pineapple supremacy. So we walked we basically have went to the other side of Milan. So we've gone almost the entire length of the center area of Milan through that tram ride. Have you seen watermelon pizza, says Paul? Oh no, that's blasphemy. That's crossing the line, Paul. No, I have not seen watermelon pizza. I've seen watermelon combined with prosciutto, but not pizza. Here's the canal openings. Luckily it's cool, so I won't get bitten alive by mosquitoes. That's the benefits of being below 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Robert says papaya on pizza. Oh, that does sound strange, but I'll give it a shot. April says in your coffee, you know, some limits have to be drawn. You can't get too carried away over here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not speak in hyperboles, please. That's just pushing the limit. Pineapple does belong everywhere, except coffee. Oh my god, I hear reggaeton in the distance. Luckily, we're not going that direction. Oh, actually, I forgot. We might encounter reggaeton here. This is quite a reggaeton hotspot. If you don't know what reggaeton is, it's a musical genre popularized in Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic. It has spread all around the U.S. and there's even Italian reggaetoneros. It is an evolution of dancehall and reggae mixed with a little bit of Latin elements. Famous reggaeton bands or artists are Daddy Yankee, the great and the legendary Pitbull, the iconic and the amazing Calle 13, and the list goes on.
It's more like bastante buena.
How beautiful this is. Susie says, I thought reggaeton was a type of pasta. No, that's rigatoni. It's not similar, but no, they're different. That's rigatoni. Reggaeton is a musical genre that is very popular here, and now there's Italian reggaetoneros. The reggaetonero is a reggaeton artist. And yeah, I've heard Italian reggaeton here. The canals were innovated by Da Vinci, but he did not build them himself. The canal started construction in the 1300s because they wanted to easily bring stones from the nearby quarries, or the much farther away quarries, all the way towards the center of Milan to build the Duomo, the Milan Cathedral. And that was the original intention of at least one of the major canals. And of course, they provide irrigation, they provide better access to the lakes and to the rivers. So there's many benefits to it. It's across the street after these cars. The water looks mosquito infested. Yes, it would be, Veronica. Yes, this is a prime hot spot to be bitten alive by mosquitoes. Prime hot spot. If you ever wanted to know what a mosquito bite feels like, come to a canal like this. But luckily, it is a bit chilly. It's about 71 degrees Fahrenheit right now, around there. And from my own experience, mosquitoes tend to not bite as often below 74 degrees Fahrenheit. Trust me, I've been doing so much walking. I'm a professional walker, a professional tourist, so I've gotten well acquainted with ways to avoid mosquitoes. So I know a lot of random stuff about mosquitoes, and I can say that I barely get bitten nowadays because I know my tactics. Let me know if you want a full mosquito guide. Maybe an ebook. The Urbanist Guide to Avoiding Mosquitoes. Let me know if you want ebook. So here we are, Navigli. And oh, I already hear the reggaeton. So the entire canal here is popping. Lots of people here, lots of places to grab aperitivo. This is not really a place to eat high-end food or basically any type of interesting food. It's more of a place to have tiny little bites, finger food. There's a few places that might have hamburgers and stuff like that, but yeah, it's mostly finger food with your drink. A proper Milanese aperitivo. Some places go all out and have like a full-on buffet of finger foods. So this is the main hangout. I think it has been the main hangout for decades. A few people from Milan have mentioned in the comments that they've come here. Ilpuk says, I get lost stairs in Milan. Yeah, I mean, in Navigli, yep. I mean, it happens everywhere in Italy. I've zoned it out. Wow, date station. Yeah, a lot of people indeed on dates. Lots of large groups of people hanging out. Lots of friends. You see people here from all around the world. Well, you do see a lot of Europeans here. Walking around, you see a lot of Germans. I've heard Dutch, Spaniards, Russians. I've heard a few. I barely hear Portuguese. I'm not sure why. English, you hear a lot of English people. Oh, there is some nice dining spots. Catherine says, I look like an Italian. I do, Catherine. I thought I looked like a hot-blooded American. I'm not looking like a hot-blooded American. Have I been in Italy too long? There's some fancy restaurants. That's nice. I don't look like a hot-blooded American? Oh, no. Been in Italy too long. Now I gotta return to my American roots. I gotta get myself the Yankees cap. Wear some flip-flops with some socks. And cargo shorts. Very important. Very important to return to my American roots. And a very baggy t-shirt. Very important. Not to offend anyone who does wear that. But yeah, that is a very stereotypical American dress. For men, at least. Catherine says, oh yes, to return to my American roots, I gotta say, yo, what's up? What up? What up, bro? Dead ass, I gotta say, yo. What are the wires? They are providing lights to the street. They're street lights that hang above the street. Susie says, I'll be totally gorgeous in American getup. Okay, thank you. I'm glad that the socks and flip-flops is a totally sexy combination. It'll bring all the Italian ladies to the yard. And Ronald says, I love my cargo shorts. Says, again, nothing against cargo shorts. Just pointing out a very stereotypical American dress. What about going back to your grandfather's roots in Spain? Nature, my grandfather is not from Spain. Nature girl. I'm a like 8, 9 generation Spanish. It's far back. I don't think I may not want to know who my Spanish ancestors were. Because maybe they were conquistadors. I don't know. Maybe I don't want to find out. I have some Canary Island blood, as I mentioned, but yeah, I don't have close Spanish blood. No. There's pirates, yeah, but my pirate ancestor is Czech blood. This is such a cool place. It is, yeah. A lot of cool stuff. Oh, I hear the demonstration. Who wants to see a protest? Purely for touristic reasons, not for journalistic reasons. Who wants to see a protest? Let us know in the comments if you want to see a real life Italian protest. Again, for touristic reasons. Lauren says that they're chanting pineapple malo. Is that how you say bad in Italian? I know malo is bad in Spanish. Ah, books. B. Griffin saying that they're chanting, ho ho, pineapples must go. It seems like the Italian nation has had enough of pineapples. And now they're motioning for a full-on ban on pineapples because people have crossed the line here. They've heard rumors of an American vlogger who has attempted to put pineapple on pizza. I won't say who that American vlogger is, but they've had enough. No more. I hear it. No pineapples, no piña, no piña. They're saying it in Spanish. No piña, no piña, no piña. No.
Ciao, Big Boss. Ma di fa dietro.
Remember when the protests happened in Puerto Rico when I was there? Yeah, unfortunately. Cut my Puerto Rico trip short. It's ananas in Italian. No ananas. No ananas. I'm here to do some counter protesting. In my belief, my worldview, I think pineapples do deserve to be on pizza. Alright, everyone. Let me know if you have any pro tips on how to counter protest. No ananas, no ananas. Susan says getting the scoop on this protest. Yes, but purely for touristic reasons. See? No ananas. No ananas. No ananas. No ananas. That's what they're saying. No pineapple. Translation. No pineapple. No pineapple. And they have Italian flag says liberty. Liberty from the tyranny of pineapples. I'm not sure why you say no green pass. Obviously, this is an anti-pineapple protest. Obviously. Cynthia says this is green pass. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I hear pineapples. Right? No ananas. No ananas. Right? No ananas. Here. Right? No piña. No piña. They're also saying it in Spanish. No piña. Right? They're saying it's anti-constitutional to put pineapple on pizza. This woman. It's anti-constitutional. Pineapple on pizza. Look, he's even putting the QR code where you can find everything against pineapple pizza. I'm sorry, everyone. I think they got wind of me trying to film a video putting pineapple on pizza. I'm sorry that this has caused such an international incident. I think I'm going now, right after this protest, I'm going to head over to the U.S. Embassy to seek asylum. Things are getting very rough here. And I hope they don't notice me. Versus they're saying margarita, yes, no margarita, no piña, margarita. Going downhill fast, ladies and gentlemen. There's even a pirate flag. Look at that. They know that I've been trying to smuggle in the pineapple. Luckily, they don't fully know who it is. Griffith says it doesn't fit their narrative. They're financed by the pineapple lobby. Right, Filippo, that's what they're saying. No green ananas. They're also anti-pineapples are not yet ripe. Morgan says there's also another group of men wearing socks with sandals in another part of the city. They won't accept defeat. Maru says basta with the ananas. Basta ananas. Right, yeah. Stop with the pineapples. Whew. I didn't know pineapples were cause this much distress. Guys, come on. It's not so serious with the pineapples. Luckily, I did not wear my pineapple shirt. Oh, that would have been bad. To wear a pineapple shirt. Stephanie, luckily I'm in the other side of the canal, so Stephanie recommends me leaving, but luckily they're sticking to one side of the canal. They're not doing this side. Luckily they're not crossing the proverbial Rubicon. I'm in the non-protesty section. I am, yes. I am in the section where people are taking photos and enjoying their aperitivos as poor people are in very distress from the ananas. See, they're very happy. George says, can't all pizza lovers get along? Yes. Can't all pizza lovers get along? This guy even has a symbol. I cannot show it. Can't show that anti-ananas symbol, the anti-pineapple symbol. Can't show it. JK says they're saying Campari. Cynthia says, Villas Verdes man carajo. Cynthia saying that they're chanting, pineapples can go F themselves. This anti-pineapple pizza protest is going to be an international incident. Yeah, it is going to be an international incident. You know, Logan Paul swam in the canals of Venice, and I have put pineapple on pizza. I never knew I would do something far worse than Logan Paul. But this is what happens. I'm gonna need a drink. I'm gonna need a drink after this. What next? No ice and wine? Jasmine. I don't know what's wrong with ice and wine either. It's insane. Hopefully that's not a reggaeton beat. It sounds like the car horns that Pitbull plays. Uh-oh. The Popo is here. Luckily the police will not stand for this anti-pineapple sentiment. I'm so glad. Veronica says I need a real shot. Yeah, just Campari straight, please. Jane says, thank you very much. Hey, come on, that's George Clooney playing a joke on you. Yeah, indeed he is. Wow. It's like Carnival of Rio.
Torno in mood.
There we go. Okay, so that was fun. That was fun. You guys had fun? So in all seriousness, they're actually protesting the Green Pass, which we encountered earlier in this video. I'm having lighthearted fun. I know on both sides, this affects a lot of people on both sides. So yes, it is indeed a very serious issue and a very serious discussion. But this is not the type of channel, so that's why I'm having a little bit of lighthearted fun. But my heart goes out to all the people over here and all the people all around the world on all different sides. It is a very complicated situation for everyone. So, yeah. Heard some French horns. Yeah, there's someone's rallying the troops. Actually, that might be a... Luckily, we're not in the U.S. That would not be a nice... that would be too soon of a joke. But we are not in the U.S. So yeah, they're rallying the troops. Let's drink some Aperol. Yeah. Before the parade passes, yeah, the parade passes. Ooh, this looks like good pizza. Oh, that's nice. Spritz misto. Still have to try that. All right, so that's most of what I wanted to show you here. Let me see if I can find a quick spritz, so we can sign off this beautiful night. Good pizza shops here. I might come back to one of them. But yeah, Penelope says, my heart goes out to all the pizza lovers. Pineapple pizza lovers, yeah. My heart does go out to all the pineapple pizza lovers. Pineapple on pizza. Should be loved. Pineapple pizza deserves a second chance. All right, let's see if we can grab a quick spritz misto, which I haven't tried yet. I haven't shown you yet, spritz misto. It's gonna look like any other spritz, but let's see how it is. Let's see how it is. Let's see if there's a quick place to grab it. Things here are full. So here, you see. Very full. Oh wow, this place is popping. All places are popping. Oh, Irish pub. Look at that. A pineapple spritz. You know, in the light of the events that are happening today, I will leave the pineapple spritz for another day. It is a very sensitive situation, and I'd rather not cause more international outrage from all the different pineapple concoctions which we could have. So stay tuned. Maybe in New York I'll do a pineapple spritz, or when I go Puerto Rico. Okay, have we reached the target for stars? If I missed any stars, do let me know. Let me know what you think about the spritz misto. I'm trying to find a place where it's a bit calmer, so I don't need to kind of be in the middle of too many people. So give me a second. Bear with me. place seems nice. Let me go over here. Bear with me for a few seconds. I play some music because they have loud music inside. Be right back. Sorry about that. So we're getting a Spritz Misto for our final stop over here. I got so caught up in the anti-pineapple protests that I became the victim of a mosquito bite on my face. I got a mosquito bite on my face. I got so caught up in those protests. Mosquito bite on my face. I stayed too long in one spot, especially right by the canal. You better have that bite checked. No, I'll be okay. I doubt malaria is still here. Mosquitoes hate pineapple and pizza, yes. So for the rest of this night, I'm going to have rosy cheeks. And no, it's not because I drank too many apples. That's it. Okay, so we're trying a Spritz Misto right here. How's the levels of West Nile virus? I don't think it's really a concern. I don't think there's too much concerns with mosquitoes here. I've not heard anyone really say anything. So Spritz Misto, people have recommended me to try this many times. A Spritz is usually made out of aperitif liquor, which is also known, aperitif liquors. There's a lot of them. Usually it's Aperol or Campari, Prosecco, and a splash of seltzer. In this case, it combines both Aperol and Campari in order to make a mix of spritz. You can have spritz of a bunch of other liquors. You can have a Cynar spritz. You can have a... Let me know what other types of spritz there are. You can have a Cynar spritz. I haven't tried that yet, but you can. I think you can have a martini spritz. You can have a lot of spritz. Let's try this. Too many ice cubes, says Dean. This is only this is €5. €5, which is considered cheap in Milan. Cheap in Rome would be €3 or other parts of Italy. So this is €5. It is rather weak. It is a bit weak. They added a little bit too much seltzer, but you can still taste the combination. Actually, it's not too weak. It's just they didn't mix it. They didn't mix it too well. I gotta take a straw. Why did they add 2 big straws to this? They didn't mix it too well, so it's rightly strong. Yeah, it's strong. It's a good combination. I can't quite tell the difference too much between the Aperol and the Campari. It just tastes maybe a little bit bitter than Aperol Spritz, but not as bitter as the Campari Spritz. Campari is a bit more bitter than Aperol. That's good. Yes, this is a Aperitivo, which is known as a pre-dinner drink. So a lot of people here, they might have their drinks before and then maybe have a dinner later at night. Dinners usually most restaurants close at 11, so really things don't stay open too long. So yeah, that's what people might do. Okay, everyone. Try a Spitz Hugo next time. I will do. This has been a very good exploration. This is the other hip neighborhood of Milan. I'm going to take some allergy medicine for this massive mosquito bite that I got on my cheek. First time I got bitten in my face since going to the jungles of Puerto Rico. So ice on the face will help. Maybe I'll get a very cold bottle of water. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in. Salute. If you want to become a Patreon, you can go to patreon.com/urbanist. Get access to 360 videos. If you want to donate for one time, go paypal.me/Vera. And also, you mentioned the coolness in the evening. It did not work. I was too close to the canal. And I think there was so many people there that the mosquitoes came out nonetheless. Mentioned someone just Morgan. Yeah, I think it might be the humidity, so it's complicated. You can never be 100% safe from mosquitoes. You can be the biggest expert and master of avoiding mosquitoes, but you'll never be 100%. Salute everyone. I'll see you tomorrow 5 p.m. for the last live video of this epic trip through Italy. And yes, there will be an Airbnb tour of my place as well, as always, at the end of my trip. And someone said, don't forget George. Oh yeah, I gotta meet up with George and have dinner and meet that special guest that George said that I should dress up for. I'm not sure why. Everyone, keep being awesome and always keep on exploring. Have a good day, everyone. Bye-bye. Salute, amici. Buonanotte, amici. No ananas. Oh wait. Yes, ananas. Sí, ananas.